one of the things that Bitcoin really drove, and the reason I love Bitcoin so much, is like it drove a conversation around what money is. Like, have you ever had, like, I mean, how crazy is it that, like, okay, Steph Curry and like all these people are literally putting their NFT up on their profile saying, hey, and the way I look at it is they're saying I'm a banker. Like, I'm controlling my own assets. This is what I'm doing. Like, I'm a part of this community that controls our own assets. I'm holding scarcity on the internet, and I'm taking control of that. And like, I think it's wild to think of like all these entertainers who are actually promoting the general idea of like scarcity on the internet and taking control of your own assets. Because at the like 10 years ago, the idea of like them saying I'm a banker would have been silly, right? Like they would have never wanted to say that. They would have never. Crypto gives us the ability to translate a lot of these common interests into different ways, where people in finance definitely migrate more to DeFi because it's something they understand, but it's still just about scarcity. Where entertainment migrates to IP because that's something they understand, but it's still just scarcity on the internet. Like we're translating all those assets to an equilibrium where there's no difference between startups or crypto or anything, comic books. Like, we're starting to say if someone globally feels that it is valuable, it is valuable. And like, if you get a community of people to believe that, it's real. And like, that's the trust. To your previous question about governance, I generally think that people are about government sort of like impacting regulation. It's going to be a thing, obviously. But do you really think a senator is going to be like, hey, I'm going to be the senator that regulates Bored Apes? Like, do you think someone's going to be like, oh, this is the hill I die on, is like regulating Mickey Mouse? You know, I think that there's a certain amount of like silliness that allows innovation to play, and I think that the reason that people moved from Bitcoin to Ethereum to DeFi to NFTs to Web3, like the reason these things happened was because people kept escaping to an easier, less regulated area. And so it's always about, hey, well, there's this other thing, this isn't the same thing, and we're going to speculate, learn about it, figure out how this works differently. And I think that it's driven so much innovation that like people can't ignore the space anymore. There's senators who are saying, I'm for Bitcoin. Like, to me, that's such a success. Like, that's such a huge move, and that like people are arguing about it on the government level. El Salvador owning a bunch of Bitcoin, like Bitcoin might go down over the next 2 years, but like straight up. I don't know. I've been in the market so long, like it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, and it's normal. It sort of breathes. It sort of like goes, and it goes straight up, and then it's like choppy, and then it drops down. People take a big deep breath, and then it breathes again because innovation was built and like really great stuff, and people stay in it for the right reasons. So I think we're going to get to the point where the incentives align with the government loving it, to the point where you can't like just be like, oh, this is horrible. So I think we need more people who are going to be in government to own Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of that stuff. And so, I voted. I'm starting to find people who are pro Bitcoin, and I'm trying to donate some money to those candidates because I think that's an important mission over the next little bit of time.
You're listening to the Unstoppable Podcast, the go-to place for everyone to learn about the latest innovations in Web3, NFTs, and the decentralized web. Welcome to the metaverse.